Hello students. In the last lecture, we saw different networks devices which are used to connect the different networks, or in the LAN how the different PCs or the devices and devices are connected with each other. That we saw in the previous lecture. We saw the exact difference between hub and switch through the packet tracer, Cisco packet tracer, and also we saw the difference between hub and switch. Today we saw the two devices which are useful, that is bridge and router. Both the devices, bridge and router, is useful to connect the different LANs, means different networks, or different LAN, WAN, or any type of network. So bridge and router, these are the two devices which are used to connect the networks. So that we will see through the Cisco packet tracer first, and we will see the router, and then we will see the difference between the bridge and router. So I am going to the Cisco packet tracer. We will take the two LAN, and that LAN we will connect through the router. So first of all, I am taking a router. So here I am taking the network devices router. So first we will see that how to connect through the router. So I am taking this one router, second router, and connecting this through the switches with the two different LAN. So I am taking this switch. Now these two switches are used to connect the LANs. So I'm taking, now we'll see the how many ports are there in this. So there are 4 ports in this switch. So it means 4 different devices or end devices we can connect. So I'm taking the PCs here. 1, 2, and 3. For this network also I am taking the 3 PCs. And we are connecting these PCs with the switch first. So fast Ethernet with this fast Ethernet. Then again from fast Ethernet, select the fast Ethernet here, and this PC also connect with the fast Ethernet to fast Ethernet here. Later on connect this one with this fast Ethernet to this. And the third one with this fast Ethernet to this. Now before connecting this router, we will first put here the serial port. So go to the router for router 1, see the physical tab. In this physical tab we will add the serial port. So switch it off first, select HWIC2T, put it here and switch on. Like this, do the configuration for both the routers. So zoom, if you can't see you can zoom in. Now here there is a switch, so switch it off, put it the port here and switch it. That is the serial port, and close it. Now here we can connect it with the switch. So select this switch to port. So here I am selecting fast Ethernet. Okay. Oh, sorry, the cable cannot be connected to the port. Okay, I think we have to take the other. We have to take the another switch. This one I will take 1 minute. Module config. Here we are getting the. Okay. Yes, here gigabit Ethernet is there. So we will change the switch first. We will delete this simple switch. Yes, and we will first delete this one. And now we will take 2960 switch here to connect the PCs. As there is no gigabit Ethernet connection to that switch, so we have to change the switch. Now here fast Ethernet to fast Ethernet up to the switch. So now here you can see there is a 24 ports in this switch, as well as there is gigabit Ethernet switch also, port also. So select with the fast Ethernet all the switches to the PC, fast Ethernet to this fast Ethernet, anyone you can select. Same thing here, connect the PCs with the switch first. So fast Ethernet to this fast Ethernet, then this one. So select any fast Ethernet, and this to, I am using the cable, this one straight line cable. Now we want to connect this switch to this router. Already we done the router and we add the serial ports to this router. So we'll take the cable, connect it here. Now here select the gigabit Ethernet 0,1, connect this to here gigabit Ethernet 0-0. Same here, select this one, gigabit Ethernet 0/1 with the gigabit Ethernet 0/0. Now this is the one interface. Now we want to connect these routers with the serial cable. So we are selecting this serial cable, putting it here, and select 010, serial port 010, and click here 010. So like this we have to connect the switches first with each other. Now after this one we have to give the IP addresses to all these devices. Now this is one LAN and this is another LAN, and these two are the routers. This is one interface through which all these PCs can communicate with other PCs present in another LAN. So router are mainly used to connect the different LANs, WANs, or any type of network with each other. Now this is called as the one interface through which they are connected with the LAN, and this is the another interface through which they are connected with the another router. Now this router, when there are different protocols are there, now it may be the LAN, it may be the WAN. When we are using the router, that time their protocols may be different. Still they can communicate with each other. When we are using the bridge to connect the different LANs, their protocols should be same, and that is the criteria, that is the one thing bridge is used. So when same type of LAN means having the same protocols, and that network we want to communicate with each other or connect each other, then we can use the bridge. Whereas router is used to connect the different types of LAN, WAN, MAN, any type of network with each other having different protocols. That's the one different. Now this router, what it does, it creates a routing table and searches the path where that particular PC is used. So router uses the IP address to search the PC, whereas bridge doesn't have any memory, or bridge doesn't have any create any routing table as such. So it is not possible. It just broadcast one LAN to another LAN or one network to another network. Now we will give here the IP addresses. So go to the first PC, go to desktop, configuration, IP configuration. Now here I am giving 10.0.0.2 subnet mask. Now here we will put the default gateway. What is default gateway? This is the IP address for this router gateway, and this default gateway we have to keep same for all the PCs. So here our first network is, we are giving the IP address as the 10 point. So here 10.0.0.3 subnet mask. give the default gateway 10.0.0.1, close this. So this is to 3 and now this is 4th. So desktop configuration, put here 10.0.0.4 subnet mask, default gateway is 10.0.0.1. Now this 10.0.0.1 is the default gateway, or we called it as the interface for the router, and that is the address of this interface. Now come here, come to this switch. Now this is the another network, so we are giving here the different addresses, and maybe we called it as 20.0.0.2. so this is 20 series, and here we are putting default gateway as 20.0.0.1. close it, select this one, go to the desktop configuration, put the IP address 20.0.0.3, subnet mask, select key, click on that, then 20.0.0.1, this is a default gateway, and then last IP address to the PC, that is this one, 20.20.0.4, subnet mask, then default gateway is 20.0.0.1. Now we provided the IP address to this one, and we gave the IP address of the router, this interface address, in the particular PC setting. Now go to the router. Now in the router, go to the config. Now our first one is this one, gigabit Ethernet. We connected the PC, so click on that. Select the IP address as 10.0.0.1. This is the default gateway also, so click on the subnet mask, and next go to the serial, click on, as this is the serial port, and we will give here another IP address 192.168.0.1. so 198.168.0.1, that is our serial one, serial interface. Click on that, close it. Like this, this router has two interface. Come to this router again, go to the configuration, then gigabit Ethernet, click on, select, give the IP address 20.0.0.1, so click on the subnet mask, and then go to the serial port, this one, click on, then give the IP address as 192.168.0.2. then click on this one and close this. Now we gave the IP address, and here you can see this connection is formed, and it shows all the indicators in the green. Now we will try the ping command, is it working or not. So go to the command prompt, go to ping. Maybe first time it requires the time, so I'm first just pinging the in the same network 10.0.0.4. now this is 234 and enter. Now here you can see the reply, means in the LAN it's working. Okay, so in the LAN we can communicate and it shows the output. We will try it for the next ping. Now we will try the next network 20.0.0.3. enter. Destination unreachable from this point. It because we have not set the any protocol. For that purpose it shows that one. So we will close this one and we will set the protocol for this router. Okay, now here we just click on this CLI mode, go to this one, press enter. Now in the configuration, now we are at the terminal router configuration. So here what we will do, we will give the router configuration as, just a minute, router configuration, and we will set the protocol for that router. Whenever we are doing this practical, we have to first set the router also, protocol also for the router. So we will set the protocol. Now here Already we give the IP addresses, and now we have to just set the protocol for the router. So at this protocol we are at the configure terminal. So just exit from here first and come to the configure terminal. Now we are at configure terminal. Write down router RIP. So RIP protocol we are setting for this one. So router RIP. Then we may use anything. I am using here version 2. So you can select version 2. Okay, I think version space 2, then enter. So we set the protocol. Now we have to specify here the which network we are using. So network, first network is 10.0.0.1. This is 0, as this is just a network we are defining. And another network 192.168.0.0. This is the network we are setting, and then just write down exit command. Okay, this is our first router. Then go to the next router, again go to the CLI mode. Now we are here again the config if. So exit from here, come to the configuration, then router RIP we are setting version 2. So VER SION version 2, enter. Then specify the network. Now here we are using the network which is start with the 20. So network space 20.0.0.0. Okay, and then next is 192.168.0.0. So these are the our two networks we are setting for this router. Okay, 1 minute, we already specified this one, so we are giving, okay, no problem. We will try this one and enter, and now it will shows, okay, sorry, network, what is network 192.168.0.0, enter, and then exit. Now we will try the ping command. Now we already set the protocols. We will try the ping command from here. So go to this one, go to command prompt and give the here ping 20.0.0.3. At the first time, for first packet it shows the timeout, but afterwards it shows the packets are going from one network to another network. We will try again for the next one. So 20.0.4. Again we will try with the same one, ping 20.0.0.4. and here you can see only first time it shows a timeout, otherwise it will show that the packets are moving from one network to another. Like this we can connect through the routers. So router is used to connect the different networks having different protocols, whereas bridge is used to connect the networks of the same type. Okay, so we'll see the difference of bridge and router in detail. Here is the difference, router and bridge. So the main objective of a router is to connect various networks. The main objective of a bridge is to connect the various LANs. So LAN means of the same type, whereas these networks may contain LAN, WAN or any type of network. The router works at the network layer because router maintains the routing table and it requires or it works at the network layer, whereas the bridge works at the data link layer. So data link layer means it's a layer 2 device, whereas the network layer it means it is a layer 3 device. Routers can scan a device's IP address. For routing table, it requires the IP address, or it uses IP address, where bridge can use only the MAC address. Router sends data in the form of packets. Bridge too sends the data in the form of packets. Router use routing tables. Bridge do not use routing table. Routers work on more than one broadcast domains. Bridges are limited to a single broadcast domain. A router has more than two ports. A bridge has only two ports. It means only two LAN can connect through a bridge. So it's a small device through which only two LANs can connect. Routers are pretty costly equipment as it is a memory based. It maintains the routing table. It means it gives the speed. It uses the IP address, and it has the capacity of connecting more networks. So naturally that equipment is costly, whereas bridge is very expensive. So like this we can saw, or we can get the idea about how the router works. And that's it for today. Thank you. Hope all of you understand the network devices which we saw in detail by using the Cisco packet tracer. So these are the four main devices which are used to connect both networks as well as the devices in a particular network. So when the devices wants to connect, we will use either switch or hub, and when the networks wants to connect, we will use bridge or router. That's it for today. We will meet again later.